Normally every year, and fairly early in the year, I usually do some dethatching and get all the dead debris out of my yard. Now here in Utah, with our water restrictions, hasn't necessarily been the case. I've had to kind of put that on the back burner, but now that we've had water for a couple of weeks, it's time to get in, get all that dead debris out. Let's get started. I'm going to go over a couple of things that I feel is very important when you're getting ready to dethatch your yard. There's a few things that you need to make sure are absolutes. Number one, mow your grass short. Even if you're a long grass type of person, mow the grass as short as you can get it, or as short as you're comfortable with, because the less lengthy grass blades you have to deal with, the less likely they're to bind up within the tines and the cylinder of your dethatcher. Number two, do not dethatch in super high heat times of the year. Right now it's about 78 degrees. We are about to run into 3 days of cooler temperatures over the weekend, and with that we're getting some rain, so that'll be a good thing. Number three, make sure that you water shortly after getting all the debris up, and if you wish, put down a little bit of fertilizer, and it can be a spoon feeding or it can be your normal dose, just to help push that growth. But make sure that you follow those steps before you start dethatching, and you'll have much more success, I promise you that. Now just a couple other helpful hints and tips, just the tip, is that when you're getting ready to scarify, especially if you've got a corded electric dethatcher, always make sure that you've got the cord to the closest point of plug-in. Right now it wraps around the north side of my house. This is currently tucked in behind the flower beds, and I've done that for a reason, because I'm going to start here, come along, and then as I begin to work out, you want to work away from where you're plugged in. That way your cord never gets in your way. If I were to go across this and come this direction, then I'd constantly having to shift the cord backwards to make sure that I'm not running over it. Another thing about your power cords is always make sure that anything, if you're going over 100 feet of electrical cord, always use a 12 gauge electrical extension cord. Now with your gauges, the higher the number, the smaller the gauge. The lower the number, the larger the gauge, or the larger the cord. So always make sure that if you're doing that, get a 12 gauge power cord going anything over 100 feet. I'll leave one down in the link down in the description below. Makes it really easy. Just go 12 gauge and you're good. Okay, we're just a little over a third of the way done in the backyard. I will tell you that I am currently using the scarifying tine. I'm getting a little bit more aggressive this season. I'm also going to be putting down a little bit of seed to do some overseeding. Normally I do that in the fall, but I'm going to do it here in the spring to help give it a little extra push, and I want to get a little different cultivar seed down. But that being said, not too shabby. Got some good amount of debris coming out. Again, you're always going to get a little bit of good stuff with the bad, but that's not too bad. And always remember that this debris will build up, and then it will usually belch out of the machine, and then usually it'll do that on the turn, so be aware of that when you're doing it. But this scarifying unit does a great job. But I'm only doing this because I am throwing down some seed later today. Also, another helpful hint, that as you're managing your cord, to keep your cord as out of your way as much as possible, always keep it, when you're going this direction, to your left, so that as you come and you make the turn, your legs help to then move it out of your way. As you come back, you will step over, come back, and as you make your turn, again, your legs will help keep the cord from getting into your way as you're progressing. So, simple cord management. Step over the cord, make sure you're using your legs and your hips to to move the cord and scoot it out of your way so you don't have a high chance of running over it.
In the head, yeah, it's all in the hips. It's all in the hips.
Get off of me!
Hey, just easing the tension, baby. Just easing the tension.
Well, ease it on someone else.
Now, as I said earlier, I'm using that aggressive Scarifier blade, but I'm going to get even more aggressive. I've gone north to south, now I'm going to go east to west, and we're going to go crisscross across this to see to make sure that I get as much of the debris out as I can. If you do not wish to go on a double pass, then don't. Just do a light dethatching, call it good. The dethatching times work very, very well. I've just got my reasons and purpose for using the Scarifier blade. You make your decision at home as to which way you want to go, but they both do a great job, the tines and the scarifying blade. Wow, that is a lot of debris. Now, what happens is when you go back and forth or up and down, you're going to usually collect it, and then when you make your turns, it lifts and it will then belch out. So I've got a lot of grass along the edges that collected and then dumped out. A couple spots where it belched in the middle here. But what I'm going to do next is now, because I'm going to give the SunJoe a rest for a second, is I'm going to come in with my blower and blow more of it to the center. So as I come through and collect it, motorcycle, as I come through and collect it, it won't be all in one big pile. It'll be spread out throughout the lawn. Pretty simple blow job there.
That's what she said.
But now it's spread out, so when I come to collect it with the mower and bag it up, it'll be a nice, more even collection rather than the big clumps that it was in. But the question is, well, where are you going to put this when you're done? Well, that's easy. Where I always put it, in the garden. So I'll take all this debris, I'll put it across, I'll let it dry out for a day or two. We've got some rain coming tomorrow, so I might let the rain just kind of get on it, kind of get the dirt just a little bit, the soil just a little bit softer, and then I'll till it under. A lot of great nutrients in that dead debris, and I just will use it for something good, but to also get it out from choking out my grass. Now, one of the other reasons why I like to take little breaks and do things in sections is that this electric motor on this SunJoe just got worked over. It just got done doing about probably 2,500 square feet doubled up, so that's 5,000 square feet in 2 full passes. Give it a chance to cool. So disconnect the power cord, collect all this dead debris, and then move on to the next section. Good opportunity to let it cool off so you don't overheat it. Also, if you're using a battery powered dethatcher, might be a good way to give some more time for those batteries to charge up. I've never used one, but I've heard that they do take a little while to charge. Okay, so that's the first collection of the debris, but there is some that's still left. It gets down here a little bit more in the canopy, and I still want to make sure I collect all that. So right now I've got the super recycler set at on the C on the front, and I've got it all the way down in the back to help suck that up. But now I'm going to lower it all the way down, get a nice good cut in for the week, and it's going to be kind of like it sucks as it cuts. Seems like I've heard that somewhere before.
Exactly how does the suck cut work?
Well, as you can see, it sucks as it cuts.
It certainly does suck.
So we're done. Now I beat this pretty good. A back and forth with the Scarifier can do a massive amount of stress to the yard, but we're going to follow up now with throwing down some of the following products, and we'll talk about those when I'm completely done. But I've got the rest of the yard to do. I've got this monstrosity to move because you know how much I love it. If any of you own one of these stinking things, my heart goes out to you because they are an absolute pain to move time and time again. And no, I'm not putting it in the ground. Okay, front yard, front mow strips done. Side yard, it helps when you push the record button, then you can get footage. If you don't, well, you lose some footage. But that being said, a lot of debris. We're going to pick all this up. Here's a quick look at down this stretch. Again, a lot of debris everywhere. Everywhere. And all of this stuff, when it's choking out your lawn from getting the air that it needs, the water down there, because it can, if it's in there, it kind of becomes like a mat that keeps the water from penetrating as well as it could. Plus, when you tear that out, what Kentucky bluegrass does, at least, it gets really angry and it pushes back and it grows even harder because it doesn't like it when you beat it up like this. But it's going to look a lot better. Yeah, give it 2 weeks, it'll push back and it'll be stronger than it ever was. But we're going to collect this, give the SunJoe a quick breather, then we're going to hit those last mow strips, and we should be done with that, and then we'll add the nutrients. Okay, so we're done with the front yard, and I have really beat the front yard. It's scalped down as about as far as that mower will take it, but that gives it a short enough amount of grass to be able to throw some seed down, throw the nutrients down. In 1 to 2 weeks, this thing's gonna look 1,000 times better. Just wait and see. Now it's starting to get kind of windy. We've got those storms that I was talking about. They're starting to roll in. I may be able to put down some granular, but I'm going to do a second part to this video on throwing down some of the next products with the RGS, the Aerate, the Humic 12, some green pop, and we're gonna go from there. See you in the next one. Hey everybody, just wanted to do a quick reminder about our 2022 subscriber giveaway. We are giving away 2 dethatchers that have been featured in some of my previous comparison videos. At the 2,500 subscriber mark, we're going to give away the Lawn Master Dethatcher Scarifier, and at the 3,000 subscriber mark, we're going to give away the AJ805e Dethatcher Scarifier as well. To be eligible, all you need to do is be a subscriber, go in and like the video for the comparison of the Works Dethatcher, the SunJoe 805e, and the Lawn Master Dethatcher Scarifier. Please leave a comment down below, share it with your friends, and when we hit those 2 subscriber marks, we'll announce the giveaway winner. I'm really excited to be able to give back to the community for all the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and all the love that has been given to the channel this year. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.